Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're tackling something nearly every single driver has to deal with at some point.
That tiny little stone chip on the windshield?
Exactly. But we're finding out it's not just about how it looks, it's a huge deal for both cost and, safety. Okay, let's unpack this.
Our whole mission here is to pull out the key financial and the structural truths about this kind of damage. And the biggest surprise for most people is that fixing a chip often doesn't have to cost you a single dime.
Okay, that's a big claim.
Yep.
Often free.
Yep.
Free. How does that work? I mean, a repair service that costs, what, 50 to maybe 150 bucks out of pocket? How does that suddenly become zero for the driver?
It all comes down to prevention. You see, a lot of comprehensive insurance policies...
That part that's not for collisions.
Right. They treat chip repair as a special case. They'll often cover it with a zero deductible because for them, it stops a much bigger claim from happening later on.
Ah, so it's just pure economics for them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which ends up being a huge win for you.
Let's talk about why that tiny little fracture is so important. A piece of gravel hits the glass, and you get that little bullseye, or a star break. Why is that such a critical problem?
Because your windshield is a core part of your car's safety design. It's really not just a window.
It's structural.
Highly structural. That piece of glass provides up to 45% of the vehicle's structural integrity in a head-on collision.
45%, wow.
And it gets even more serious in a rollover. We're talking up to 60%. So that little chip is a weak point in a major safety component.
So if you see one, what are the hard numbers? What makes it a simple repair versus a very expensive replacement?
There's a really strict deadline on it, both in size and time. A repair is usually only on the table if the damage is smaller than a quarter.
Smaller than a quarter, okay.
And importantly, if it's not directly in the driver's main line of sight, that can cause distortion.
I think everyone's seen this happen. You spot a tiny chip in the morning, and by the end of the day, there's a crack spreading from it.
Is that just about temperature changes? Absolutely. Temperature is the biggest enemy here. If that chip spreads out into a crack that's longer than, say, 3 inches, repair is basically impossible.
And then you're looking at a full replacement.
Then you need a whole new windshield.
Thanks.
And just a cool morning turning into a warm afternoon is all it takes for the glass to expand and spread that crack. Time is really not on your side.
Okay, let's get into the cost dynamics. Out of pocket, we said maybe 50 to 75 bucks for a single chip. But back to the insurance.
Right, the zero deductible coverage.
Does filing a comprehensive claim like that, even if it's free, end up raising your rates later? That's what everyone worries about.
That is the critical question, and it's a fair one. But in almost all cases, the answer is no.
Really?
Yeah. Insurers see comprehensive claims for things like glass or storm damage very differently than a collision claim where there's fault involved. They see a chip repair as you preventing a much bigger payout for them, a $400 to $800 replacement, so it typically won't affect your premium.
So what actually happens during that 30 or 45-minute repair? What are the techs doing?
First, and this is key, is prep. They have to meticulously clean the area, get all the debris and moisture out.
Okay.
Then they use a special tool, like a vacuum, to pull all the air out of the chip itself. Once the air is out, they inject a clear, very durable resin under high pressure.
And that resin just fills in the empty space.
It fills the void completely. Then they use an ultraviolet light to cure it.
So the UV light hardens it.
Instantly. It hardens it and makes the repair permanent, restoring that structural integrity we talked about. You might see a tiny mark if you look close, but the glass is strong again.
So what does this all mean? When we boil it down, the main takeaway seems to be urgency. You just can't wait.
That's it, exactly.
The choice you're making is between a possibly free repair this afternoon and a potential $500 deductible for a new windshield next week.
And I'd encourage you to think about it less as saving money and more as maintaining safety.
Because of that structural integrity point.
Right. Knowing that your windshield provides up to 60% of the roof support in a rollover, well, fixing a chip isn't a budget move. It's a safety move. You're keeping your car's safety system working the way it was designed to. So if you see damage, check your policy and get it fixed. Prompt action is safety action.